Yo, what's up, people? It's your boy. I'm back with another video. I kind of wanted to do this video a couple of days ago. Unfortunately, I got mad busy. I just got mad busy. I was unable to make a reaction or a response video to the news about LeBron James tweeting "You're next" at the officer who was involved in a fatal shooting. Okay, I mean, I'm trying to dance around the subject because of YouTube purposes. I don't want them to ding this video. And to be honest with you, I felt like LeBron James, I don't, let me rephrase that. I don't feel like it. I know for a fact that LeBron James, I remember a couple of tweets back, holding officers accountable for their actions. Okay. And I feel like you should hold everyone accountable. If I know it's tough out there to be an officer. I know you have to react at certain situations in a split hairline second, and you only got like a fraction to make a decision. And I also know with all this with all the news reports about officers shooting African Americans, I feel like in some of those reports, and like with some of those news reports, I feel like a lot that it could have been handled differently. Like, case in point with the lady who mistaken her gun as a taser, I felt like that should have been handled a lot differently, and you should hold that officer accountable for their actions. And the wild thing about that story was she was training an officer. She was training a rookie at that particular moment, and she mistakenly thought that her gun was a taser. And justice will be served on that, as well as other cases that are similar to that. But what we, as African Americans, what we shouldn't be doing is lumping everything in as an injustice, or police brutality, or basically painting a narrative that all police officers are bad. All police officers are not bad. In any category of life, you're going to have bad apples in those categories. You're going to have bad doctors, bad nurses, bad teachers, bad postmen or women, bad waitresses or waiters, retail workers, first response workers. The list goes on and on and on. Okay. You're going to always have a few bad apples in those fields. Now, also in those are the few bad apples. Those are the ones that get the most news coverage. Okay. Let's just say hypothetically, there's a stop sign at the end of the road. Let's say 1,000 cars, when they come to that stop sign, let's just say out of 1,000 cars, 3 of them just ran the stop sign. That doesn't mean all of those 1,000 cars ran through the stop sign. Okay, so there's a few bad apples in every category, in every genre, in every religion, in every gender or ethnic background. There's always going to be bad apples. Okay. And I felt like when LeBron his initial tweet about "you're next," I felt like that's one of those situations where you should have educated yourself a little bit more, be a little bit more thoughtful, and think about the tweet before you send the tweet. And I know LeBron didn't mean any harm by it. I got what he meant by "you're next," but a lot of people perceive that they could perceive it any way they want to, because he didn't put a lot of context in your next tweet. And yes, Twitter is the only platform where you can't really truly explain your tweet, because you don't get that many characters to explain your tweet. Now, I remember when the verdict was on the other previous case, when that officer was found guilty. I remember the Oakland Raiders tweeted, "I can breathe," and that was interpreted in so many different ways. A lot of people felt like, the Oakland Raiders football team, the owner, did not have the backing of the family that lost a loved one. Okay, George Floyd, and a lot of people thought that they meant harm from that tweet. But after I forgot Al Davis' son, I forgot his actual name. After he explained it further, like, no, he just took an excerpt from George Floyd's brother saying we can all breathe, and he thought that he wanted to carry on that movement, and he thought, and in his mind, he thought he was doing a good thing. But that's the crazy thing about Twitter. The crazy thing about Twitter is you don't know someone's intentions behind their tweets. They could be trolling, or they could be saying something thoughtful, something respectable. But with Twitter, you can't really tell. I mean, how they're going, how they're trying to phrase this tweet with so many with so few words. And I felt like LeBron James, when he did that, he was very emotional, okay, which is nothing wrong with that. But I felt like, maybe if he would have sat back and thought about it before actually pressing send, I felt like if he would have took a little bit more time in it, he probably would have rephrased it a little bit differently. And now you got all of these people jumping and attacking LeBron James. Fox News has been, it's like news report after news report after news report about LeBron James. You got Donald J. Trump criticizing LeBron James, calling him and you have a lot of people calling him a hypocrite. Okay, you can't tell everyone to take responsibilities for your actions, hold people accountable for their actions when you're not doing the same thing. Okay, that's how people are perceiving it. Okay, that's not how I perceive it, but that's how people are perceiving it. Okay, me personally, I feel like LeBron James, and I have nothing against LeBron James as an ambassador of basketball. The things that he did off the court is I really respect him on that. Okay, he has a voice in politics. He has a voice in social justice. Okay. Black Lives Matter. Okay. He's one of those voices. Okay. That's championing the cause. Not a lot of people are championing the cause the way LeBron James does it. Okay. And he wears it on his sleeve. He's proud of it, and he should be proud of it. And, I really do appreciate LeBron James, the stuff that he has done off the court as well as on the court. He's a hellified player. I can't, even the most hated LeBron James fan have to respect, his accomplishments on the court. And I feel like, I may have differences about LeBron James. Basketball wise, but at the same time, I can respect LeBron James. I can respect him as a man, because a lot of stuff he's doing for the social justice movement is extraordinary. Okay, not a lot of high profile African American males or females have contributed more than LBJ, but I remember Shannon Sharpe saying this on Undisputed when they were talking about it. But to me, I feel like Shannon Sharpe is playing, he a lot of things. And now initially he said that wasn't the best way LeBron handled that situation by tweeting "you're next." Okay, there's no one out there can make an excuse or an argument saying that LeBron James was right by tweeting "you're next." Okay, but the one thing I'm I'm not upset with Shannon Sharpe, but Shannon, you have to keep the same energy. Now, a couple of days ago, you were talking about how the Oakland Raiders was wrong with their tweet about "I can breathe," and now, only a few days later, now you're saying, even though you can't find an argument or a narrative to excuse LeBron James' tweet, you're basically giving him outs and excuses. Well, he's young. He will learn about social media, even though LeBron James has more followers on Twitter and Instagram than any other athlete. Okay, but we can't give him an out, a slight to say, you know what, he's young. He really doesn't know how social media operates. This man is a shrewd operator on social media, okay? And I was shocked that LeBron James will post a tweet like that, because normally LeBron James is kind of careful with his image. He tries to, stay on both sides of the fence. He doesn't want to be too controversial, okay? But for the past couple of years, I have been noticing a trend about LeBron James that, he's now picking a side, particularly with social injustice. He's really a champion for that. But I was shocked that LeBron James would tweet something like that. Okay, and when he tweeted it, initially, I don't really know LeBron James, but I knew where he was coming from with the tweet, and I understand what zone he was when he tweeted that. Okay, and two, I feel like LeBron James didn't have all the facts to validate that tweet. Now it comes to find out, the young lady who lost her life, she was branding a weapon. All right, and let's just say hypothetically, the cop didn't use his weapon, and they said there was a scene where the lady was wielding the weapon and almost stabbed another woman. So it's a darn if you do, darn if you don't. If you don't protect and serve, then people will say, well, he's not protecting us and serving us as in the African American community. Okay, but if he uses force and actually protects and serves the people, even though the young lady with the knife called the police, if he didn't do that, then people will say, well, see, all cops are bad. Okay, so when you process the information and when you find out more, you find out that the guy the guy was trying to protect himself as well as people around. Okay, I don't think they're ready, but I don't have no issues with him. I think, even with this incident, you can learn a thing or two. We're all learning and growing and developing. Okay, we all make mistakes. And I'm still waiting on somebody to.
Good morning, welcome to Chick-fil-A. What can I get for you today?
Yes, sir. Let me get a number 1 with a large sweet tea, and that's it.
All right. Can I get a name for the order?
Chris.
Would you like any sauces, sir?
Oh, you know what? Can I change that order?
Yes, sir.
Can I change it to a number 4?
Chicken burrito.
The bowl.
The chicken bowl.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All
With
right.
hash browns and a large sweet tea.
Yes.
All right. Would you like any sausage, sir?
No, sir.
All right. Your total is $7.42. Please hold one for me.
All right. Man, I always wanted to try that bowl. But anywho, yeah, that's all I got to say on this. I understand where LeBron James was coming from. And I understand where he was coming from. And I mean, everybody makes mistakes, and you can learn a thing or two from your mistakes. I mean, this isn't the end of LeBron James. Now he's going to have to take some heat and criticism from the people, from a lot of viewpoints, but we just can't lump everyone in and say everyone that's critical of LeBron James hated him from the get-go, and they always wanted him to screw up and make a mistake like this. You know, actually people that are critical of his tweet, you know, are fans of him. Okay, so we have to call it like we see it. Anywho, it's your boy. I'm up out of here. I will talk to you guys on the next video. Deuces.